Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon here with Texas Plinking, and once again, I hope I yell loud enough. It's been like 20 to 30 mile an hour winds for like the last couple of weeks. Can't catch a break, but we got a nice mic on there. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. AR-15 alternatives. Now what that means to me could be different for everyone else. Technically I could pick up a rock and that could be an alternative to an AR-15. My loose definition will be any semi-auto rifle chambered in 5.56 or 223. And so I opened up the gun safe, saw my collection, and pulled out everything that was semi-auto that was 5.56 or 223. Except, now looking, I totally goofed. I forgot one. But it's okay, because I just recently made a couple of videos with it. But my Desert Tech MDRX and 5.56, forgot it at home. Oops. There's of course no reason to dislike the AR-15. Design's been around for a while and it only gets better and more modular, and you could totally customize them to how you want them. This is a full-length 16-inch barrel. This is a Smith & Wesson MP15T2. There's so many manufacturers, there's no way you're gonna know all of them. There are so many different offerings and plenty good ones too. We're gonna go ahead and start suppressed here. I got some backup sights. I got a little EOTech. We're just gonna run that EOTech in green, by the way, mind you. I think that looks kind of cool. We'll go into the dirt too. I forgot I put the spicy boy on there. AR-15s, man, maybe some of you guys are not familiar with how they shoot, but overall, very flat recoil impulse, especially once you get longer gas systems and stuff. Direct impingement, kind of older tech, but certainly works. To keep everything super ambiguous, AR-15s, like I said, different manufacturers, all kinds of pricing as well. Many of you guys already know that. You could build an AR-15 for under 500 bucks. You can also buy one from a reputable manufacturer and spend $200, $300, $3,500, probably more if you really wanted to. I'm sure manufacturers will take that money. But yeah, so it's a very wide field. This here is a Steyr AUG, only made by Steyr. It's an Austrian design, been around since the 70s. This is like a more modernized A3, NATO version, and it's pretty cool. Pretty flat recoil impulse. It is very nice. But the Steyr AUG for sure has got brownie points, style points. It just looks freaking cool. You might be able to pick them up for right under $2,000. Yes, it's an older design. It might have its little quirks because of it here and there, but otherwise, the big ticket items, it's got it checked off. Reliable, accurate, certainly fun to shoot. So there you go. There's a Steyr AUG. All right, next up is the FN FS2000, the tactical tuna, as it's referred to. This is the modernized one, and the fact that it's got a pick rail here, pretty cool, pretty simple to work. So let's just go ahead and shoot it. This has got the most violent recoil impulse of, I think, all the guns here, and it actually recoils to the right, which is odd. Let me try to shoot it offhand then. Now it recoils to the left. All right, so it has everything to do with just the shooting position. Doesn't lock back on the last round. It's kind of like an MP5 or an AK in that sense. It's got a long tube that collects the brass, so for lefties and righties, it's friendly. And then you'll kind of randomly get them all to throw up. Well, just one in that case. But yeah, then you can manually lock it back. It's a cool gun. They stopped making it almost a decade ago. They came into fruition in 2000, and I think it got debuted in 2001. So they stopped making it. You used to be able to snag it for, I think, right around or maybe just under $2,000. And now, because on the collector market, not being produced anymore, they're around $3,000 to $4,000. As far as a shooting platform, it's not worth it. As far as a collector edition, it's kind of cool, and there's no replacing it really. So I like them. You guys have seen plenty of content on this, probably not just on my channel, but it's been a hot rifle on YouTube as of late. This is a Springfield Armory Hellion. Gotta go ahead and put on that same suppressor, and of course appropriately, good opportunity to say big thanks to Saucer Shop. They sponsored a few videos in the past, and I'm so appreciative of that because I've been using Saucer Shop since the beginning of my suppressor days. But yeah, they definitely make the process of obtaining not just suppressors, but all of that regulated items. So SBRs, as we'll see soon actually, and all of that now with their E-form process should be able to get it back within 90 days. As I'll find out, there's a couple in the works right now. But yeah, so big thanks to Saucer Shop. Allows us to quiet it down a little bit. All right, IWI X95 Tavor. It's like deja vu. I told myself I'll rip through the Bullpups, but here I am talking about each one. I'm gonna go ahead and assume you didn't see the other video, so let's just go ahead and get with it. Israeli design here with IWI, the latest iteration of the Tavor, the X95 in 5.56. They make 300 blackout, they make 9mm kits and all that good stuff. You know what, just go watch that Bullpup video. It'll spare me a little bit of talking. A little close for that magnifier. You got your bolt release right here. Everything's actually pretty intuitive. I'll remind myself and you guys that I have a Desert Tech MDRX in 5.56 at home. Totally forgot it. Don't know how. But it's okay. We can always just reference back to some old footage. So check that out. This is a Scar 16S. The 16 is kind of the redheaded stepchild of all the Scar lineup. It is a 5.56 Scar. Now, most people won't get the point of that initially. They think it should be a 7.62 by 51 for it to be valuable. But what you get is something that's actually lightweight. Scars get a bad rap for being heavy. They're actually pretty light, and so's the recoil. So nice. Man, I thought I left myself a few more rounds, but yeah, that thing is flat, flat, flat. It's a reciprocating charging handle on these generation Scars. The new ones are non-reciprocating, so that's pretty cool. Pushmaster AR, and it's a factory short-barreled rifle, 10.5-inch barrel, and it's just a sweet package, and it came factory with the ATAX camo as well. This was actually bought used. I got it on Gunbroker, and previously used by a police force, which is, they must have been gun enthusiasts to choose these as their rifles, so that's kind of cool. I got on suppressed mode, so it didn't want to cycle. I was wondering why it felt like a 22 on that one. Check the lack of recoil. Now we're gonna go on the steel, try to double tap. Now this is a rifle that not enough people talk about, in my opinion. It is really, really cool. This is a Sig Sauer 5.56 SWAT Classic. Takes AR mags. They stopped making it. I picked it up a little over a year ago for $1,000, which was pretty cool. And unfortunately, they've gone up quite a bit since then. You know what? Let's waste no time. Let's go ahead and put a suppressor on it. Everyone who ever shoots this says the same thing. It is oddly soft shooting, but yeah, mag release here. You push up on here for the bolt release. It's a very heavy gun, so that's why it shoots so flat. So as a recreational shooter and kind of collector, it's fun, but I don't know if I would run and gun with it because it is some chunk to carry around, but nonetheless, that's a very, very quality feeling action. So this is actually one that I have in the process, not this exact one, this is the full size. I've got a factory SBR. I'm doing a E-form, Form 4 to get that over. So hopefully should be getting that in about a month and a half to 2. So let's see, but I'm doing that through Silencer Shop as well. So super stoked about that. All right, and lastly, this here is a CZ Brin 2 MS, but it's very lightweight, may not look like it, and it shoots pretty flat as well. Very nice trigger as well. Let's go for the swingers. I need to give this gun a little bit more credit. Ergos are good, trigger's great, pretty accurate. I don't know why I don't give this some more love, but I don't dislike it. I just don't bring it out enough, but that is a cool gun. All right, well, it was a relatively quick look at all these guns, and I realized I said prices on some and not all. I forgot, I bought this used, totally forgot what I paid for it. It's probably under $2,000, I forgot. I paid too much for this one. Bushmaster says they're bringing back the ACR soon, so stand by for that. Otherwise, people were asking a lot for them, so whatever. Probably like $2,000 to $2,500 for one of those. Scars have always been expensive. You could expect about $3,000 there, and I've already told you the other ones. Okay, so we're kind of caught up. I don't know, just check for yourself. The market's always changing. As far as shooting impressions, they're all really, really fun. Not necessarily like they need to replace an AR-15, because an AR-15, back to the beginning, is a very valuable option for a good reason. It's just a freaking cool gun. Prices are very, very fair. It's the cheapest one of all of them here. And it's still really reliable and modular, like I said. But if you must shoot something else that's 5.56, that's semi-auto, you got a pretty good amount of options. I know I'm missing some guns. This is just my personal collection, so don't want to hear it. Actually, I do. Let me know what I should buy. All right, because this is a addiction. But I think that about does it for this video. Kind of wanted to highlight a little bit of AR alternatives. There's some pretty cool stuff out there. That about does it for this video. Once again, big thanks to Silencer Shop for sponsoring this one. And as I've already said, stay tuned for about a week from now. I'm gonna make a sole video just on the ACR SBR, showing it suppressed, unsuppressed from some different distances. We're just gonna have some fun with it. But yeah, that does it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one. Take care.